भाई वालेकुम सलाम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। हमारे असफरुद्दीन साहब बेटी कैसी है? और तो मुखाओ तो जरा कॉल करना है इसी पे, अम्मी के फोन पे या हमारे घर पे फोन पे करना। मैं घर ही पे हूँ, अभी असर का नमाज पढ़ने जा रहे हैं। ठीक है भाई, जज़ाकल्लाह खैर, और बेटी का ख्याल रखना। जज़ाकल्लाह खैर।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm standing in front of Glenelg's hospital. This was the last place where we saw our beloved father alive. When we open up the Quran, we don't find God saying that He is with those who pray, or He is with those who fast, or He is with those who give charity. No, there are no verses like that. But there are verses in which God states that He is with the ones who are patient. Why? Why is there an attachment of God with the ones who are patient? The Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace, said, God never takes something away from you except that He gives you something better in return. When my father passed away, I thought of this hadith, and it made me scratch my head. How could there be something better than my dad? My dad was the one who taught me how to be a father. My dad was the one who told me that you're supposed to treat everyone with ihsan, including telemarketers. My dad was the one who taught me to find joy in simplicity. My dad was the one who showed me what it takes to have unity. How could there be someone or something better than my dad? When my dad passed away, I didn't feel like talking to anyone except 4 groups of people. Number 1, my family. Number 2, my close friends. Number 3, my teachers. And number 4, those people who had recently lost a loved one, preferably a parent. Everybody else, I didn't feel like talking with them. You'd be surprised from where you receive inspiration. After Ibn Abbas's father passed away, Ibn Abbas found inspiration from a A'rabi, from a Bedouin, a layman, a non-scholar. Same thing happened to me. A few years ago, I was speaking with a brother from our community. He's a scientist. He informed me that his one and only child passed away, and his child was destined for greatness. When he told me that, my heart sank, because at that time I only had one child, and I said to myself, man, subhanAllah, if I had lost my one and only child, I'm not exactly sure how I would respond. I went up to this brother and I said, Doc, I'm so sorry for your loss. I will be making khas dua for you and your family. He looked at me and he said, Imam, yes, my one and only son passed away, but if I die tonight, I will see my son tonight in Al-Barzakh. This separation is only a temporary separation. I will see my son again, inshallah. And he said it with such confidence and such tawakkul. I thought it was strange because here I was trying to motivate him and inspire him, but he was already inspired. And a few years later, when my father passes away and I reflect upon this incident, particularly his confidence and his tawakkul, it inspired me. It inspired me. I definitely felt that he had drawn closer to Allah as a result of that test. And since he had drawn closer to Allah as a result of that test transformed into a blessing. So him losing his son turned out to be a blessing. Him losing his son turned out to be a blessing because he got closer to Allah. It felt different. It felt as if someone was with him. That someone was Allah. Inna Allaha ma'al sabirin. Allah is with the ones who are patient. The hadith states Allah will never take something away from you except that He gives you something better in return. The key is you have to be patient. What is patience? We often hear people saying, you gotta be patient, you gotta be patient. What is patience in Islam? Patience means you have two qualities. Quality number one, you are firm in fulfilling the commandments of Allah. Quality number two, you abstain from saying or doing that which is prohibited. If you have these two qualities, you have patience. And if you have patience, you are guaranteed a reimbursement. Ibn al-Qayyim states, وَالْعِوَدُ أَنْوَاعٌ مُخْتَلِفَةٌ. There are several types of reimbursements given by God to the ones who are patient. And my brothers and I witnessed this ourselves. After our dad's passing, we noticed that we became closer to our mom. I used to go for a walk with my dad every week. I would go for a walk with my mom. And we noticed that we became closer to our dad's friends. That's another type of reimbursement. There are several types of reimbursements that will be given to you if you are patient. But the best type of reimbursement, according to Ibn al-Qayyim, is الأنس بالله ومحبته وطمأنينة القلب به وقوته ونشاطه وفرحه ورضاه عن ربه تعالى. The best type of reimbursement that you can have when Allah takes away a loved one is you establishing an intimate, close, real relationship with Allah. My respected listeners of Concise Advice, when Allah takes a loved one away from you and you get closer to Allah as a result of that test, then that test eventually becomes a blessing. That test eventually will become a blessing. And if you get closer to Allah and if you find Allah as a result of that test, then you better believe that test was the best thing that ever happened to you. That is my concise advice for those who have lost a loved one.